This is Bruce Boudreau, head coach of the Vancouver Canucks, and it's time for Clay's Canucks commentary live. Let's go with Clay right now.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks commentary live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Tuesday, October the 4th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Moderators, thank you. Members, thank you. And to all of you, no matter where you're watching from, whether you're in my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston, in Richmond, in the city, in the Lower Mainland, in the country, on the continent, in the province. Got to go in order here, small to big. Province, country, continent, or around the world. Thank you for being here. I do not take you for granted. I know that you could be watching, doing anything else, but the fact that you are here with me means a lot, and please know how much I appreciate you as we continue to build a great and engaging YouTube community. Now, make sure as we get going that you subscribe. If you haven't subscribed already, that you like the video, like the fact that we are here talking Canucks, like the fact that we are basically a week and a day away from the Canucks season opener. Thank goodness, got to get rid of all these preseason games, and like the fact that we're together tonight and continue to build this community. So make sure that you subscribe so you can leave comments. Make sure you like this video. Also, you're welcome to leave donations. You're welcome to gift memberships. You're welcome to become a member, upgrade your membership, whatever you want to do. I appreciate it. And don't forget, as always, I go for the first half, then I turn it over to you for the second half. And at the end of tonight's stream, I'll share a treat. If you haven't seen it already, I made a small appearance in the Sekeres and Price studio, the Go-Goat Studios yesterday. They played it today, and I'll share that quick 1-minute video at the end of tonight's stream. And if you're listening on your favorite podcast platform, make sure you rate and review the podcast. Somehow, I'm still number one in Chile and Taiwan. So I'm gonna wear that badge of honor very proudly. Today I want to talk about the fact the Canucks reduced their roster by 13 players today. Yes, they reduced their roster by 13 players. Now they only have 29 players on their roster. Still seems like a lot, but I think we can quickly talk about who got released, and then what kind of battles it leaves for the rest of the team. So once again, I will start it off, and then in about 10 to 15 minutes from now, I will turn it over to you for your questions. So the Canucks did indeed release 13 players today, and if you watch my vlog from today, oh, by the way, really quickly, I don't want to spend too much time on it. Tuesday night bowling, I bowled well for one game, and I bowled bad for 3 games. So I won 1 game, I lost 3, and therefore I only got 2 points for our team. My games were I started with a 141, then a 228. So remember, you guys, everyone who typed clean game, that means no open frames, either strikes or spares. My 228 game was really good. I went strike, spare, strike, spare. So that gets to 228, and then 148, 126. So it was actually my worst week of the very young season. But on my team, because I've been playing better than the second best player, the middle player, I'm actually serving as the middle guy now. So I'm not the leadoff anymore, but I'm a weak leadoff. I mean, a weak middle player because I'm technically a leadoff. So I think my teammate will pass me in due time. But yes, was good for 1 game, was bad for the 3 others, and I need to do better next week. Okay, let's talk about the Canucks, who will do better, I'm sure, than I did bowling. So they released 13 players and kind of 4 different types of scenarios. The first one, the easiest one to talk about, is Danny DeKeyser, because he was flat out released from his pro tryout, his professional tryout, his PTO. So Danny DeKeyser, no strings attached. He is welcome to sign with any other team with any and try and continue his NHL career. So we wish him luck. So that is Danny DeKeyser. Tristen Nielsen, he got released. He was also on a PTO, but he has a contract with the Abbotsford Canucks, not with the Vancouver Canucks. So he got released, and he will join the Abbotsford Canucks. Doesn't have to clear waivers or anything like that. He just goes straight to Abbotsford because he doesn't have a contract with Vancouver. If he had somehow made the Vancouver Canucks, then he would have to just sign a contract with Vancouver. But his contract is kind of weird. It's only with Abbotsford. So that's DeKeyser. That's Tristen Nielsen. Then we have 5 guys who are either veterans because they've played, they're either age or they've played so many years or whatever it may be. 5 guys that have to clear waivers to get to Abbotsford. So that means any team can claim any of these 5 players. Forward John Stevens, defenseman Noah Juulsen, Brady Keeper, and Guillaume Brisebois, and goalie Collin Delia. So remember, it's not like they're saying, oh, Collin Delia let in 7 goals, even though it wasn't his fault. That's why he's got to go to Abbotsford or whatever. No, these guys were all scheduled to be in Abbotsford, but to get there because of their age or how many years they played, they have to clear through waivers. That means every other team has a chance to claim them. I don't think John Stevens will get claimed. I don't think Juulsen, Keeper, or Brisebois will get claimed. Small chance that someone will claim Collin Delia, but I think then they basically would have to. I'm not sure if they'd have to put him through waivers to get him back up. But regardless, someone may claim Delia. And then so we'll see how that goes. So Stevens, Juulsen, Keeper, Brisebois, and Delia have to clear waivers. And if they do clear waivers, then they are going to Abbotsford. Finally, there are 6 players that just don't even have to go through waivers because they don't have enough experience or enough years accrued. So don't have to go on the waivers, straight to Abbotsford. And this is goalie Arturs Silovs, and then defenseman Wyatt Kalynuk, and then forwards Arshdeep Bains, Danila Klimovich, William Lockwood, and also goalie Michael Dipietro. So let's try that again. 2 goalies, Silovs and Dipietro, defenseman Wyatt Kalynuk, and then forwards Arshdeep Bains, Danila Klimovich, and William Lockwood. So what does that mean? That means 3 goalies basically got sent down. Silovs, Dipietro, and Delia. Delia's got to go through waivers, don't forget. Then there were 4 defensemen that went down: Juulsen, Keeper, Brisebois, and Kalynuk. And then there were, 4 forwards that went down: Stevens, Bains, Klimovich, and Lockwood. Does that add up to 13? Yes. That adds up to 11. And then Tristen Nielsen make that a 5th forward going down. And then Danny DeKeyser flat out released. So what does that leave for the Canucks? Well, if you saw, they only have 2 games left. They have the game in Abbotsford tomorrow, considered a home game, but they're hosting the Edmonton Oilers, and then they're hosting the Arizona Coyotes on Friday. That's the game where my entire family's going in different seats and in a different way, shape, or form, and then also sitting with Missy So, the lucky winner of the draw on Sunday. And I'm very excited to sit with Missy. The person Missy is bringing, there's also a connection to this stream, but I won't say it right now unless they tell me that I can say it. So needless to say, very much looking forward to that game on Friday. So the Canucks are playing in Abbotsford tomorrow, and they have 24 guys listed on. Oh, I can say it? KT, I can say it? Okay. Well, what's cool is you actually might remember, I won't say it again, but you might remember KT's real name because I stupidly put all your real names in the draw back last week. So Missy is bringing KT. KT is the one who won the draw for the hat and the t-shirt last Thursday. But KT is so generous that he says because he gets to go to this game on Friday with Missy and with me, he's actually offering to put in or to give back the t-shirt and the hat. So all to say, that means on Thursday night, my last stream of this week, I will give away, we get to do the wheel all again. I will give away the shirt and the hat. Don't worry, KT hasn't worn it yet. I haven't even got it to him yet. So let's give some love to KT in the chat for being so generous. A lot of people would just say, "Whoa, I'm so lucky. I won the hat, the toque, and the shirt, and now I get to go to the game." But instead, when I reached out to KT saying, hey, if you're coming to the game, then why don't I try and get you the stuff, bring it through the team store? And he wrote back right away and said, no, you should just, I've won enough. I'm going to give it back to the community. So let's give some love to KT. You guys know his real name, but I won't say it anymore. You can go find it if you want. And then we will do that draw on Thursday night. So that is pretty generous of KT. I feel like I should buy him a beer or a pop or whatever on Friday night. So we will see what happens, but that's pretty awesome. Anyways, I got sidetracked really quickly, but I do want to recognize Lucas's donation. Thank you, Lucas. Says, my cousin's kid just scored his first goal in his first AAA Pee Wee game in Quebec. Kid may be a future pro player in the future. Hopefully he'll get drafted. Okay, Lucas, so you don't have to divulge his name just yet, but we will definitely keep an eye on this player. Thank you, Lucas, for the donation, for sharing that news. And by the way, I do want to recognize, Coach Rob mentioned it in the chat, Shannon is in the hospital right now because she was having trouble breathing. So some wheezing, some coughing, her asthma was acting up. So Coach Rob, like the great friend that he is, took Shannon to emergency, and she's getting tested right now. So Shannon is not in the chat, but we appreciate Coach Rob being such a good friend to Shannon. And then whether you're a praying type or a thoughts person or well wishes, make sure you spend a moment thinking about Shannon tonight. You guys know on Tuesday nights I have my prayer night at midnight. That's where I go after this. So I will spend some time praying for Shannon as well. So Coach Rob, thank you for taking good care of her. KT, thank you for being so generous. And let's keep on going. And that's what I love about this community, that we can talk about people by name or by fake name, and we all feel connected that way. So that's and put your thoughts and your prayers and your well wishes for Shannon in the chat. And then Coach Rob, I'm sure we'll find a way to make her watch this stream and also read all the live chat later, so we can see all of her well wishes. And speaking of which, Lego Rocks. Oh, no, it was a Canucks After Dark thing, but Lego Rocks wrote me today, Gio did, saying thank you for the love that we gave them on Canucks After Dark. Let's get back to what I was talking about. So the Canucks listed 24 players for tomorrow. They can only dress 12 forwards, 6 defensemen, 2 goalies. So they basically listed everyone that's healthy. So they didn't list Dermott. They didn't list Ferlin, who's still on the roster. They didn't list Besser, they didn't list Mikheyev, and they didn't list, I'm missing one. Ferlin, Besser, Mikheyev, Dermott, and Justin Dowling. So those are the 5 guys they didn't list. They listed 24, and that makes the 29 guys that are on their active roster. So let me break this down for you real quick, and then we will get to your questions and comments. The 2 goalies, they are set. It's Demko and it's Martin. You have Delia, Dipietro, and Silovs all assigned to Abbotsford. So that's the easy one. Secondly, defensemen. There are now 9 defensemen on the roster with Juulsen, Keeper, Brisebois, and Kalynuk sent down. Christian Wolanin is still one of those players. Some people say Christian Wolanin. I've said Wolainen. There's Wolanin. But Christian Wolanin, we'll go with Wolanin for now. He is one of the 9 players, so he's impressed the Canucks enough where he's still around. So the 9 defensemen are... Oh, actually, I messed up because I've been talking about Travis Dermott. So there's one other guy that I messed up in my 29 guys. Who did I forget about? Let me see real quickly. Yeah, I'll figure it out later. But anyway, what we're talking about is the 9 defensemen are Hughes, OEL, Dermott, Rathbone, Shen, Myers, Pullman, Kyle Burrows, and Christian Wolanin. So that's 9. If the Canucks end up going with 8 defensemen and 13 forwards, they got to cut 1. They got to send 1 to Abbotsford. So that's the first question. I've narrowed it down to either Pullman, Kyle Burrows, or Christian Wolanin. Obviously it's not going to be OEL, it's not going to be Hughes, it's not going to be Myers, it's not going to be Shen. I don't think it's going to be Dermott because he's a Canuck, Vancouver Canuck as opposed to Abbotsford. And I don't think he's going to be Jack Rathbone. I think Jack Rathbone has shown enough. But outside chance is him. So that leaves to me Pullman, Burrows, and Christian Wolanin. So maybe you can put in the comments in a couple minutes which of the defensemen you think will not make the team. Jasper and Wolanin is a lefty. Then for the forwards, this is interesting because if Besser and Mikheyev are both out, then you have 2 spots in the top 9. If Mikheyev comes back, you only have 1 spot. So let's presume that Dickinson, Lazar, and Joshua is your 4th line. Okay, let's presume that, and I think they will be. Then we know we have our 3 centers. You remember, this is how I think about it. Miller, Petey, Horvat. You have 2 of the 3 Russians. You have Kuzmenko and Podkolzin, so that makes 5 of your top 9. And then you have 2 of the North American wingers, Garland and Pearson. So you have 7. If Mikheyev comes in, that's 8. So then Hoglander, Neil Zaman, Sheldon Dries, Linus Karlsson, and Phil DiGiuseppe. 5 guys are battling for 1 spot. If Mikheyev does not play, then 5 guys are battling for 2 spots. Again, those guys are Hoglander, Aman, Karlsson, Dries, and DiGiuseppe. So what basically all I'm saying, what it boils down to is I think we're looking at 2. Now, it's one thing to make the roster 23 players. It's another thing to start on opening night. But yeah, so I guess what I'm saying then, if we got to name 13 forwards, let's pretend that Besser and Mikheyev do not make the team. So that means if we're going to go 13 forwards, 3 of these 5 guys. So 3 of Hoglander, Aman, DiGiuseppe, Dries, and Karlsson will make it. And 1 of the 3 defensemen, Pullman, Burles, and Wolanin. So that's my question to you as we get going to we're already halfway through the show. I would love to know, put in the comments who you think is going to not make the team, because then you got to list like 23 guys. Simply, who's going to be the last cut for the defenseman? Is it Wolanin, Burrows, or Pullman? Or is it Rathbone? So one of those guys. And who are going to be the 2 cuts for forwards between Hoglander, Aman, Karlsson, DiGiuseppe, and Dries? And I'm again presuming 13 forwards and 8 defensemen. So give me the name of 1 defenseman and give me the name of 2 forwards. And those are the guys that you think will get cut. We're halfway through, so let's do the sponsor read right now. Firstly, thanks to my lead sponsor, Van City Experts Real Estate. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. Thank you to Perform and Transform Personal Training and Weight Loss. You can sign up now for a free 7-day trial. Use the link that you see rolling across the screen, performandtransform.ca/CanuckClay, and Coach Patrick will take care of you. Also, thank you to Gassy Jack Art, maker of this fine artwork. Thank you to Monkey Nine Brewing, my eternal sponsor. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the code CanuckClay at checkout at vessi.ca and get $15 off every pair of Vessis that you buy. And again, because we're midway through the show, want to remind everyone to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed already, like the video if you haven't liked the video, and leave donations, gift memberships, become a member, upgrade, whatever you want to do. I appreciate it. Let's get to your comments now about who you think is going to get cut. Canucks for President's Trophy. By the way, did I see that you were 6'4"? Dries, Karlsson getting cut. Okay. Truds, nice to see you again. It says it'll be Karlsson, Wolanin, and Dries. Okay. I should stop saying okay. Okay, but I'm not saying it as the transition. I'm affirming you. Jaskrin, something tells me that Rathbone will get sent down. Dries and DiGiuseppe will definitely get sent down. Sunshine says, just got here. Anyone know if the game will be broadcasted tomorrow? I've heard it's not on Sportsnet, but it will be streamed on the Canucks website, but I don't know that for sure. David, I don't know if Wolanin must clear waivers. I believe he does. Canucks for President. You know, that's a good name, but it's a long name, so I'm just going to call you CFPT now, from now on, if that's okay. Canucks for President's Trophy. CFPT. Or maybe I'll just call you President. President sounds better. Shannon is in here. Thank you, Shannon. I hope you know that we give you a lot of love in the chat. People have been praying for you, thinking of you, to check in while still in the emergency. So Shannon, this is how much of a trooper Shannon is. She's in the ER, and she popped on the stream. Now, that's not worth liking the video for or giving some love. I don't know what is. So, Shannon, just wanted to check in while still in emergency, waiting to be seen by a doctor. Blood work and ECG have been done, but that is all. Well, Shannon, we will keep praying for you. Thank you for popping in. Fangirl, if the Canucks had Barzal, how much better would the team be with him in the core? Fangirl, you know the answer to that. Obviously, they'd be way better. They'd be way better. How much better? It's so tough to say. Definitely, you'd presume that the chemistry is okay. So I think he's good for another 4 to 6 points in the standings, maybe 2 or 3 wins simply on his own. And yes, we echo Fangirl's comments. Shannon, hope you feel better soon. Dogwood says Tyler Myers cut. Not sure that's going to happen. Harry says it's dries. Okay, President, you got it. Hey, Sharms, hope all is well. Which of the guys will have to clear waivers do you know? My guess is Lannon will have to. Definitely Pullman would have to. And then I'm not sure about Burrows. Probably Burrows would have to too. I think he's a little bit older. Then of the young guys, Carlson wouldn't. Aman wouldn't. Hoglander wouldn't. DiGiuseppe probably. And Dries probably. Edmund, hey Clay, are you concerned about the right side D? You were right about DeKeyser. Yeah, and it wasn't rocket science, but I think a lot of people thought Danny DeKeyser would not make it. I'm not concerned if Hughes plays on the right side. Let's put it that way. Aman Lazar, Joshua, perfect fourth line presence. I think it's going to be Dickinson on there. Need to buy out Dickinson or cut or trade? Yeah, not buy him out this year though, because he's got 2 years left. You should only buy out in the last year of a contract. What are your thoughts on Barzal's contract? I think it's a little high, and Horvat's agent's probably smiling right now. Dylan, thank you for the donation. Had to donate for Trooper Shannon. Yes, Shannon is the trooper indeed, and thank you, Dylan, for your donation. Jasker, if we had Barzal, someone on the Canucks would get traded. Definitely someone like Besser or Garland. Yeah, we definitely need the cap room. David, I applaud Shannon's dedication. I hope for all the best in her visit in the ER. Yes, I agree, David. And David, I know that you're watching from Toronto, so it's at least, 2 in the morning, 2:20 in the morning where you are. So thank you for that. Would I trade Barzal for Pettersson? I wouldn't, actually. I wouldn't. Petey's a couple years younger, I think, right? I wouldn't do it. Hello, Harry. What do you expect for tomorrow's game against the Oilers? I expect them to be a lot better. They're basically almost their full roster. Thoughts on the Sharks playing against a non-NHL team? I think it's fine. I'm sure it's a thrill for the non-NHL team for sure. Funk you, do you think Myers can adapt to being a primary stay-home D in later careers? Yeah, I think he is good enough to adapt. It's a matter of how consistent he's going to be, but I think he can. A Toronto fan, 1 week away indeed. Oh, Dogwood coming out of COVID. Hope you feel better. Lucas, Barzal's extension may have been a move for the Islanders to avoid losing him like they did when Tavares left for Toronto. Great point. Truds, Carlson, Wallana, and Hoglander make the team. Oh, okay. They make the team. Did I read it as if I thought they'd get cut? That's what you said. I don't know. If I did that, I shouldn't have. Fango, do I see a trade happening soon? I don't. Jasker, there's us being desperate for a ready defenseman. There are teams like the Wings and Ducks that are stacked on the right and in need of lefties. Yeah, that's the exception, not the rule. And maybe they'll be open to a trade or put someone on waivers. President says Oyel, Hughes, Willanen, Myers, the two trees, Shannon, Burrows. Yeah. Shen on the left side. I'm not so sure about that. Edmund, fair to say if Nate Schmidt stayed, no OEL? Yes, because they wouldn't be able to fit that money for sure. Yeah, President, I think Myers is fine. It's just his contract's so big. Yes, Boudreaux did mention that the Avs went 7-0 in the preseason, and then they got 48 points. Maybe we can do the opposite. So go 0-7 and get 120 points. The paintings are from Gassy Jack Art. I mentioned that at the start of every stream or in the middle of every stream. If you're talking about these prints, yes, they're GassyJackArt.com. If you're talking about the amazing pictures of my family, that's my photography. What could Myers get back for us in a trade? That's tough to say because you'd want a decent player back, but then that team's going to say, well, you got to throw in something else for us to take the $6 million salary. I don't know. I don't think Myers gets us a lot, actually. I'm not sure if it's worth it, quite frankly. Hey, Jay, Horvat, mad social media posts, and people were commenting, take 6 times 6.5. It wasn't me. Horvat Madia. What does that mean? I'm not sure what that means. Horvat made a social media? No. Yeah, I know that you've been saying 6 at 6.5, but it sounds like Horvat's going to want more for that, for sure. Would I re-sign Myers for 2-3 a year? I would, but I don't think he'll take that amount. You have listeners in every province? Yeah, we should do a roll call one day, LA Women's Hoops, and find out if we have someone from every province. I'm not sure if we get that consistently. Japan Forces, that's the max that he would pay Horvat, is 6.5. Harry, do you think the Canucks will sign the remaining free agents before the season starts? The remaining free agents. There's no one that's a free agent for this year. Are you talking about next year? I hope they sign Horvat, but there's still Kuzmenko. No, that's not going to happen before the season. Nor what happened for Hoglander, Dermott. No, I don't think any of them will resign before the season. Remember, they have one more year left on their contract, except for Horvat. Prez, I hope Horvat walks in free agency, can use that money to get a righty D-man. Yeah, when you're already paying Miller, going to be $8 million, PD 7.35. Some would say you can't spend $7 million on a third line center. Sharms, I'm surprised that the YouTube dream who had the face reveal wasn't you because their name is Clay as well. That would have been the greatest kept secret of all time. The YouTube dream who had their face reveal. I don't even know what that is, so you're going to have to send me a link or something, Sharms. Harry, if you could bring back a former Canuck player, who would it be? Pavel Bure. Wouldn't he look good with PD? Meant media. Yeah, Jaskin, I can't even remember what President said now. Sorry. Horvat had a social media post. Oops. Jay, I still don't know what you mean. Horvat had a social media post, and the comments were people just commenting to sign. Okay, maybe it's just Horvat made a social media post, but President, why are Canucks players so greedy with contract negotiations? It's like this on every team. Yeah, I think so. And you can't blame them because their careers are short and they're the best at what they do. Horvat camp wants 7.7. What are they smoking? They're seeing the other big contracts being handed out. Martin backup? Yes, confirmed. Edmund, I never realized how much better Gillis was compared to Benning. Yeah, Gillis was a very, very innovative player. GM for sure. Yes, Shannon watching from emergency. Pretty amazing. Jason, all teams will have injuries before, during, and throughout the season. The Canucks stay healthy and the defense play half decent. We got a chance every game. I agree with you, Jay. Is Kuzmenko eligible for Calder? President, I've heard both. I believe you have to be under 26 years old, and I don't think Kuzmenko fits that criteria. So if I had to guess, I don't think he's eligible for the Calder. Jasker and Barzal got 9 for 8. Is it possible PD makes 10? Yeah, I think it's very possible PD's going to make 9.5 or 10. Do I think Horvat signs for, or I think you meant to say, do you think, which is me, do I think Horvat signs for 7.5? I think people want it to be a bit lower. I don't know how you can go that high. Say Horvat leaves, would you take JT Miller as captain? I would. Yep, I would. Will Miller make Ring of Honor or jersey retired? I think it's too early to say, President, but he could be on his way to Ring of Honor. I think jersey retired, that's going to be trickier. Harry, do I prefer sitting upper bowl or lower bowl? I like both. The upper bowl, you can see more of the play develop, but there's nothing like being close to the players in the lower bowl and really appreciating the speed of the players in the lower bowl. So if I had to pick one, I'd pick the lower bowl, but that's why lower bowl tickets in general are more expensive. Miller's better than Burrows. I see what you're saying. And Burrows is in the Ring of Honor. Horvat posted on social media. That makes sense. Very bad cough, wheezing, and shorter breath. Shucks, Shannon. Sean's pretty much a popular gaming YouTube channel called Dream, was anonymous, but recently had a face review and his name was Clay. So I'm a popular hockey YouTube. No, not. I'm sure nothing compared to Dream. That's a pretty cool story. Dream is a famous YouTuber. He used to cover his face by wearing a mask in his videos. After years of making videos and getting millions of followers, yesterday he did a face reveal. Well, how do you guys have time to watch all these guys? Easy there, Dogwood. David, do I see the Canucks repeating what last season the Leafs did in terms of regular season success? Perhaps the Canucks won't finish the season last like the Habs. They better not. Will I be buying NHL 23? President, no rush yet, but we end up getting the game because Sean likes to play it. Jaskrin says Kuzmenko is eligible. Are you willing to bet on it? I'm not doubting you, Jaskrin. I just want to make sure that we're saying the right things. Prediction for the first 10 games, 5-4-1. 5-4-1. Edmund Gillis was smart in using Gilman to utilize the cap. Yes, I agree. I think PD gets 2 or 3 more points than Miller. That was my prediction on Canucks After Dark. Funk you, I wonder if a system that pays players based on production analytics would be fair. Yeah, but it'll never happen that way. The agents would never go for it because there's always intangibles, but I'm sure that good agents would bring a lot of those things in, especially if their player is really good. Sharms, I saw Odd Sportsman had out in one of the preseason games that showed Kuzmenko up there for the Calder. Okay, so maybe I was wrong then. Japan 4, a 6.5 max for Horvat. I think that's what Jason Limma said too. I predict this core wins the cup, then nobody gets the numbers retired. I'd take that. Who do I want to win, Mariners or Blue Jays? Truly no preference. Is that the matchup? Harry, will the Horvat extension be solved before the regular season? I originally thought so, Harry, but I'm getting less and less optimistic. No, nothing public about Dory, but apparently the mother was telling Harm Dial that the lawyers for the family will be releasing a statement soon. Betty, the broadcasting angle doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. Yes, I know it's a little bit higher. I actually haven't watched a home game yet because I've been to both of them. So I've only seen the highlights. So I haven't watched a full game yet. And I'm going on Friday. So I guess I won't know until I watch one of the regular season games. So I don't, but in the highlights, I don't really notice a difference. Okay, thanks, Jaskrin, saying that Kuzmenko is eligible. Yeah, love Jason Lim, but reading some of his messages sometimes is very challenging. Do I think Besser comes back in time to play Minnesota? Yeah, unlikely, Fangirl, unlikely. No problem. Take care, Shannon. Thanks for checking in. Which coach impressed you the most throughout the years? Alain Vigneault. Wow, it is the Jays versus the Mariners. Wow, that's exciting. That's pretty cool. Kel, what do you think is a good split on game starts between Demko and backup? I've said 55 and 27, 2/3, 1/3, but I think it might be closer to 60 and 22. President says new camera angle is horrible, just like San Jose. People can't see the game in the upper bowl because camera in the way. Yeah, it does block off a couple the view of a few people. And last question from President the Prez. Over under Torts last longer in Philly than he did here. He will last longer in Philly. Actually, I'll do this last one. Bold prediction. Kuzmenko will be the highest goal scorer if he plays all games. Second bold prediction, Pods will be top 5 in scoring if that happens. And Kuz the top scorer. Okay, that is pretty bold. Before I wrap up, thanks everyone. Before I wrap up, how many home opener games? Very few, Harry. I'd say less than 50% since in my 12 years of being a season ticket holder, usually sell them or I'm working on their home opener. So let's do this. Before we go, I want to share with you. Hey, where's my share screen? Oh, here. Oh, they changed it. Now it's called present screen. That's weird. So yesterday I was at the Sheraton Wall Center for a work event, and then I happened to stop by the Go Goat Studios and saw Sekeres and Price, and Matt Sekeres came out, said hello, and said, "Come on in." And then Matt said, "Well, we can't have Clay here and not record a video." So I'll set this up for you, and I want to show you basically what happened. So the plan was, and Matt basically said this: Clay, pretend you're teaching Blake how to do the thumbs up, the Canuck Clay thumbs up. And then at the end of the video, we will all give the thumbs up together. So watch what happens. It's only a minute. I think Blake and I are pretty funny. We're pretending to teach him how to do the thumbs up. But then I didn't know that Matt Sekeres was going to end the video so quickly. So I did not know that we were supposed to do the thumbs up at the end. Just watch this, and I'll tell you a couple things, funny things about it. Here we go.
Like this? No. Wrong one.
So a big week here, obviously, with the Vancouver Canucks headed towards the regular season opener on October 12th against Edmonton. We're going to get all sorts of predictions, prognostications, and we figured we have to get our buddy Canucks Clay. Here he is, Clay Emo, live in the Go Goat Sports studio.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Blake. Blake, I think we'll work on it. We'll get it.
I'll get back to it.
So,
Yes.
Canucks, do they make the playoffs or not?
I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club, for obvious reasons. I'm calling them making the playoffs. I'm calling them as high as third in the Pacific.
Well, that's fantastic. What do we think of that, everybody?
I'm on the 3-year waiting list for that particular club.
Small club.
Are we not doing the Canucks, Clay?
Oh, sorry.
Thanks, Clay.
Like this? No.
Okay, so here you
So a
see,
big week here, obviously, with the Vancouver Canucks headed towards...
you can see me pretending to teach Blake Price what to do. And he was pretty funny, actually. He was shoving different fingers up in the air. Wait, that didn't sound right. And then I show him the thumbs up right there. I tell him to smile. And then Matt Sekeres interrupts us. So then Sekeres asked me, how I think the Canucks are going to do. I say they're going to finish in third. And then when I say that I'm the founder of the GLCPC, Blake Price says, "Oh, I'm on the 3-year wait list for that club." And what I should have said was, it's a big club, but I end up saying it's a small club.
That, everybody.
Right here.
I'm on the 3-year waiting list for that particular club.
Small club.
Meanwhile, Matt Sekeres is holding this pose for about 10 seconds, waiting for us. So Blake does it too. But as I should do a breakdown of this video. Actually, that's what I should do. I should do a breakdown of this. You can see I'm not paying attention. I'm not watching. So then I didn't know it was my turn to put the thumb
Are we not
up.
doing the Canucks, Clay?
Oh, sorry.
Thanks, Clay.
And there we go.
Like this?
I know. I'm sure that was very exciting for all of you. That's funny, Kel. You mentioned no, he did not give the bird, but you can't hear me. I actually say something like, "Oh, make sure you don't do the wrong finger." That and just kind of inside. No, not even an inside joke. But we didn't want to talk over Matt. So that's all. Pretty cool. They shared it on their Twitter, their YouTube, their Instagram, and their Facebook. I know not everyone are fans of Sekeres and Price. Some say they lean too negative, but I really like them. Both of them have been very good to me as I'm having fun on my YouTube channel. Matt's been on my show twice already. Haven't got Blake yet, but I think I'll try to. But yes, really grateful to Matt Sekeres and to Blake Price for having me in their studios. No, Jasker, no games tomorrow night. Games are only on Sunday night, but Thursday, tomorrow night I will share David's hype video because it's pretty awesome. And then Thursday night we will give away the shirt and the toque that were generously re-given back by KT. Thanks, everyone. Moderators, thank you for doing such a great job tonight. I appreciate you as always. Members, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Justin Credible, legendary Andrew Chang, and Hall of Fame and franchise members. Thanks to all of you for your support. To everyone who donated tonight, I believe that was Lucas, and the other donation was, Dylan, I believe his name was. So thank you for those donations. To anyone who subscribed tonight, thank you very much. And of course, thanks, Jay. Jay says, congrats on getting on Sekeres and Price. Yeah, I wasn't on their actual podcast. It was they just used me for social media. And then thanks to all of you for being here as well. And big prayers for Shannon, especially. Appreciate her jumping on even while she sits in the emergency room. If that's not dedication, then I don't know what is. Okay, friends, hope you join me tomorrow night. I have to upload this and head to my church for my midnight prayer hour. So I appreciate you being here. So on your way out, subscribe if you'd like to, like this video if you'd like to, become a member or upgrade your membership if you'd like to, leave a donation if you'd like to, and leave a comment if you'd like to. And I can't wait to see you tomorrow night, same time, same place, 10 p.m. right here on YouTube. And for those listening on the podcast, thanks for your support as well. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. And it was really sad today. I saw an old man fall into a well. I guess he couldn't see that well. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.